Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast, where you can use your crochet to build a business that will give you the lifestyle you've been dreaming of. Do you have a business, or is it just an expensive hobby? Believe it or not, it's possible to think of yourself as having a business when actually you don't. You've actually got an expensive hobby. Unless you know how much you are spending on your business versus what you're actually making as profit, you don't have a business. Unless you're tracking your numbers, you don't really know what's going on. And this is kind of a way of hiding and justifying you buying more yarn, buying more accessories, and by just selling a few bits and pieces, you're telling yourself that all these things you're buying is for the business. I know, I've been there. I did that for a fair amount of time. And it wasn't until I decided to really make it a proper thing that I sat down and I went through my numbers. I went through all the purchases I had made over the last year and all the sales that I made, and I wrote it all down. And when I looked at my numbers when I was done, I was absolutely horrified. I hadn't realised how much I was spending. It's so easy to spend, especially when what you're doing is you're buying the yarn and think, I will use that. I've got projects in mind. I will buy it now for later. Well, I've got it in mind. You see a new idea on Facebook or Instagram and you think, oh, my customers will love that. I could sell loads of those. I'm going to buy the supplies now. But when they arrive, you put them in a drawer and think, I'll just finish the project I'm on and then I'll start that. And when the things that you're buying cost maybe £5, £10, and it's a bit here and a bit there, it's amazing how fast that adds up. I would go and have a look round clearances at yarn shops, at craft shops, and I will pick up balls of yarn. I think, I know what I could make with that. I could sell it. But of course, it's a single ball of yarn that may be from a discontinued line, or it's without its label, so I don't know what it is to buy again. And you can't really sell things using that because how do you advertise a one-off? It's not worth the time in a real business. And yet you tell yourself, yeah, I'll make it work. I would go on eBay and I would buy blanks for earrings, necklaces, bracelets, snap purses, zips, telling myself that I'm going to create a product line using these things. And of course I didn't. They ended up in a drawer with my collection. And what I was doing was telling myself I had a business, telling myself I'm going to create a product line so I can do this properly. But I wasn't. It was all this mirage to... It was an excuse for just collecting things so that I could continue my hobby. And the numbers were a real wake-up call. Discovering just how much I was spending. Because I got into selling my crochet to be able to help with the household finances. And instead I was costing us a small fortune. That made me get real. I stopped buying random things because this odd £5 here, £5 there was seriously stacking up. I stopped spending so much on packaging because it's really easy to get caught up in that as well. Branded tissue paper, your business cards, cards asking for reviews, little notes saying thank you for your order to your customer, stickers to put on the outside of the box, stickers to put on the tissue wrappings so it's all wrapped up nicely. And then some people add a little bag of sweets, and that all adds up. For every order you send out, that all adds up. And it just adds to the cost. Because it's also easy to forget that the price the customer pays is not all profit. You have to pay for your packaging, your yarn, any accessories, all from that sale. And it's very easy to forget that and get lost with what your customer has paid is profit, all of it. And it's not. And when you sit down and work out your numbers and realise what actual profit you're making from each sale once you take all of that packaging and your yarn and accessories into account, it's shockingly low. Until you actually work it all out, the chances are you are not making a profit at all. The chances is that you are telling yourself you have a business, but in reality you are spending an awful lot of your own money on this illusion. I mean, we start selling our crochet with very good intentions, but unless you keep track of everything and really stay quite disciplined, the boundaries between the hobby we love and the business we're trying to create get completely blurred. And I'm sure every crochet business owner has made this mistake at one time or another, but it is surprisingly easy to do, especially when you're starting out and you don't really realise how important tracking those numbers are, because all you see is the money coming in. You don't necessarily track the money going out. You expect to be spending a bit more than you got coming in at first because you've got to build it. You've got to get people to get eyes on this business and what you're selling. So of course you're going to spend a bit more than you're bringing in at first. It's expected. And it kind of spirals a bit. You also get the shiny object syndrome. You see others posting on social media saying, "This is selling really well for me right now," and you want to get in on it. You want to jump on that bandwagon. You see people showing off their fancy packaging and going, "Oh, I like that. I want to be able to show off to my customers by using that." But of course, the customers don't really care about all these bits of card and stickers and anything else you shove in the package, because they want what they bought, and everything else, apart from maybe your business card, just gets screwed up and thrown in the bin. They react to your package the same way you react to your packages from Amazon. So it's all well and good, but it's not necessary, and it's just adds to the cost. So if you are serious about having a business and wanting to make a profit from your crochet, you have got to get honest with yourself. You have got to sit down, work out your numbers, and have a serious conversation with yourself about if you do have a business or you just have an expensive hobby. Is the excuse of a business just a reason, an excuse for you to keep buying supplies for your hobby? Be honest with yourself, because this is the first big step into becoming a real business. And those numbers are everything. So I'd sit down, take out all of the sales you've made this year and how much money you made from them. And then go and find out how much you have spent on supplies for this business, whether it's packaging, yarn, accessories, any equipment, and write those numbers down. And we're not even getting into if what your client paid, how much of that was profit. We're just looking at sales versus supplies. And that alone is going to be a big shocker. So if you've done that and you're coming out kind of even, you're actually doing pretty well. But we haven't looked at the profit. So you're not doing as quite as well as you might think once you've gone through that list. But it's decision time. Business or hobby? If it's a hobby, you have a decision to make. Are you going to give up this business idea and just give yourself a hobby and stop costing yourself an absolute fortune? Or is it time to get serious, make this a proper business, run it properly, and make that profit that you initially started out trying to make? If it's time for the business, then come and take a look at the Hookers Academy. This is my membership, and it's for crocheters who want to build a business that's going to give them the lifestyle that they crave. Using your crochet so that you can make a profit, and not just a profit, but a salary that you can live on and live the life you dream of. I'm going to pop the link to more information about the Hookers Academy in the show notes. And if you have any questions about it, please message me or come on over to the Crochet Seller Support group on Facebook and you can ask me there. So good luck with those numbers. And if you are looking for support, then I am here for you. Just drop me a question and I'm more than happy to answer. We can build that business. You can have that business you dream of as long as you've had this honest conversation with yourself first. So good luck with that, and I hope to hear again from you soon. Bye for now.